Sit back, relax, and enjoy, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
It's not gonna happen, and Daniel McMillan,
Pennsylvania native, kept here winning here at Pocono.
Third win of the season, and win the championship.
Ryan Benjamin with the last lap pass.
And he is going to score the victory in the Minute Maid 300.
Salmon Oskin, third win of the season.
He's gonna get it and only leads 3 laps today!
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't like NASCAR racing solely because they turn left, you are not going to be liking this video. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Trey Wright, and welcome to race number 32 of the inaugural season of the NOFSRL Mission BBQ Cup Series. We are live from still in the Keystone State, Langhorne, Pennsylvania, from the Langhorne Speedway, getting ready to kick off chase race number 7, the McCafferty Ford 400. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, getting ready to do 75 laps of action at this 1-mile circle racetrack. Yes, there are no straightaways here, and if there are tiny, very thin straightaways. And this is basically just a mile-long circle here in northeastern Pennsylvania. And after the Jack Frost Ski Resort 400 from Pocono earlier this week, Jonathan Logan, has definitely pulled away from the rest of the pack, trying to find where Jonathan Logan is. There he is, starting just outside the top 10. Jonathan Logan, as you see the points on the left-hand side of your screen, Logan with 10,957 points. His closest competition in second is Madison Tall with 794 points. Almost it's a 162 point deficit, 163 if I'm not mistaken. So he has got almost a full race's points ahead of Madison Tall. But that can all change here at the Langhorne Speedways to see Derek Hamill, Colton Yo, Eric Monaco, Landon Smith Jr., the biggest guy out of all of that, to be affected. 3 straight races with poor finishes has relegated him back to 7th place in points. And if he has another terrible run today at the Langhorne Speedway, he might not have a good chance at winning the championship. There he is, starting all the way back in the 30s. Same with Madison Tall. And at a track like Langhorne, chaos is the name of the game here. So it's definitely not really likable for you to be in the back, especially since this is kind of a 1 or 2 groove racetrack. Speaking of being in the back, Tyler Reynolds, who was last in points, pretty much out of a realistic shot to win the championship, starts on the pole there in the 94 Cards Against Humanity Chevrolet for SF Premium Motorsports, looking to get his second win of the season. Starting alongside him is the 8 of Danny DeVito Jr. We got all the cars rolled off here, and no, that is not the right button I want to press. That is the right button I want to press, making sure everybody rolls off here nice and safely. Or Joey a little slow in the 51, but that should be okay. Like I said, going to be doing 75 laps of action around this 1-mile speedway. Going to be pit stops should be at around lap 50. And the amount of cautions we have during testing, this has been going to be one of the most chaotic venues. They don't call this a track that ate up the Heroes or Puke Hollow for no reason. This track, back in the day, one of the original 8 tracks on the circuit. Definitely the track that ate up the Heroes. And good thing that nobody can be eaten up here today. Because no one can die, because this is a video game. Thank the Lord. Pace car pulls off on the pit road. Danny DeVito Jr. and Tyler Reynolds lead them down. They're in the start zone. Green flag is in the air from Langhorne. Reynolds leads the first lap around the 1-mile speedway, and they are really getting racy behind him. See Eric Monaco in there, another one of those drivers that really needs a good run. See where Jonathan Logan is. Logan right now, I think if he gets another win, he might close up the championship battle a few races early. And especially we're going to some tracks that aren't really known for their action. Carter Joey really got a bad start, but Nazareth, Trenton, and New Jersey remain the last 3 races on the schedule after Langhorne. So not really wild card races. So Jonathan Logan, if he keeps his nose clean in all these races, he should be good to go for the championship. But Reynolds is out of here already on lap 4 of 75, half a second lead over the 24 of Riley Sampson, looking for his first victory of the season. Joey, I'm not sure if there's some sort of mechanical issue on that car. He didn't really get off the starting grid all that well, and he's already in the back of the pack. And looking here, pretty much double file wide all throughout the field. Now they can do double file. I'm not. They can't really do 3 wide, especially in the corners. And since this track is being all corners, yeah, 3 wide at any point in time here is not really going to work. Reynolds is still opening the gap up over these other guys. Danny DeVito Jr. relegated back to the 4th position in the 8 car after starting on the outside pole. DeVito Jr. Really not having a good back half to the season finish-wise, qualifying-wise. That team has been up front pretty much every single race, but cannot seem to put it all together to the end of the race. Reynolds still out front. Let's see how much he opened the gap this time. He only gained 1/100th of a second over Riley Sampson, but still, he is almost a second in front of these guys, which is quite amazing in my opinion. See a couple of chase drivers, Benjamin Dover, Al Agassi, and Jonathan Logan, your points leader. Checking back and see Madison Tall. There she is, and Landon Smith Jr. in the 88. They are currently running. Tall is 27th. And Landon Smith Jr. is currently 32nd. Those are not the finishes that they need in order to catch up on Jonathan Logan. We're going to go 3 wide here through what normally would be the 3rd turn. This could get dicey here. Dustin Davis, contact being made. This could get dicey. This could get dicey. Oh, contact, slight contact through the corner. And that was really, really sketchy for Jonathan Logan right there. Just all those guys in general. Dustin Davis, he is going to end up making the most positions out of that. Going to gain 3 positions this lap with a pretty daring move in the 77, if I do say so myself. Back to the race lead. It is still Tyler Reynolds leading all 9 of the completed laps so far. Battle for second behind him between Danny DeVito Jr. and Riley Sampson. And it's Ryan Benjamin, who is trying to be the best of the rest. By the drivers looking to be the in 13th in points for the drivers that did not make the chase. Highest chase driver right now, aside from the 94 of Reynolds, is Eric Monaco in the 75, who is having a pretty up and down chase, if I do say so myself. Looking back in through here, Landon Smith Jr. He has really fallen apart over the last couple of races. Same with Madison. Actually, I should not say Madison Tall, because Tall has been fairly consistent. And right as we say consistency, 38 of Owen Miles. Something amiss on the 38. We got 3 wide again through here. 3 wide in a couple different places. Have to look and see if this spawns any problems going on to the front stretch. But that's going to split this pack into 2. Slow Nathan Stapleton into Zachary Davis. That moves Davis up the racetrack just a little bit. That got really edgy through what's effectively turn 1. But Trey Smith, something amiss on the 38. Probably another flat tire. This guy's really, really not having good tires this season, as we still continue to see 3 wide here on the front straightaway between Yadell, Caleb Rose, and Brady Wilmington. Wilmington's going to think better of it. No, he is not there. Still 3 wide. Wilmington and Rose really getting to know each other on the back straightaway. And Yadell is going to power move on the outside. Caution-free race so far. 14 laps completed here, I should say. Here in the McCafferty Ford 400. The 94 of Reynolds has led all the laps. But he has had the gap closed on him, I should say, by both DeVito Jr. and Riley Sampson. They continue to close on him rapidly this time by. They close in about 10 or 15 hundredths of a second there. Now pretty much everyone is single file. Seeing where Landon Smith Jr. and Madison Tull are 25th and 27th respectively. So not good runs for those guys, especially at a track like this. But shouldn't say it's all bad because Jonathan Logan, he is running 15th. So Eric Monaco will gain the most on Jonathan Logan. She's looking to see where Colton Yo is. Actually, Yo is Yo is behind the 10 of Logan. But pretty good racing. And here with a huge run, getting a huge toe off the 94 of Reynolds, Dane DeVito Jr. going to go on board with him. See what a lap is like here at Langhorne, the big left turn. Down the back straightaway. What kind of is the back straightaway. DeVito Jr. really having to let off the gas as he approaches the 94, but he is so good through the effectively the fourth turn. And that is a lap here at the Langhorne Speedway. He's right on the bumper of Reynolds. If these two make contact, that could open the door for Ryan Benjamin to possibly sweep first from out under those guys. 38 of Owen Miles. Actually, no, not Owen Miles. Trey Smith. Owen Miles is in the 38 for the Haas IndyCar Series. I apologize, but Trey Smith in the 38 for American Motorsports. 2 laps down. His chances of winning are effectively non-realistic at the moment. Pretty much everyone is single file throughout. DeVito Jr. still trying to get on the back bumper of Reynolds. Reynolds coming around to lap 20 has led every single lap so far here in the McCafferty Ford 400, but DeVito Jr. still right on his bumper with a 10th of a second back from that 94. Battle for the 9th position here between Josh Williams, I should say, and now Legacy will take that position. Jonathan Logan currently still in the 15th position. He's going to lose some time to Eric Monaco. I'm trying to figure out where he is. Monaco currently running in the 7th position in the 75. But he is going to gain some time on Madison Tull and Landon Smith Jr. Actually, Derek Hamill, another guy that's fighting with that 10 for the championship. Hamill is actually kind of right behind Jonathan Logan, currently running in the 24th position, so 9 positions back. We could still have a caution that could take out Jonathan Logan. We can't say that Logan is definitely going to lock up the championship here. No way, shape, or form that he is going to do that. But still battle for the lead. It has been all Tyler Reynolds coming around to the 1/3 mark here already in the McCafferty Ford 400 from Langhorne Speedway. Legacy trying to gain a position on the 75 of Monaco. He's going to get him he's going to move him away via the air. Power to his inside. Monaco might lose another position to the 50 of Mitchell Collins. Remember, each position in the in the top 10 is 4 points. So, aside from the top 5, which is each position is 5 points, if I'm not mistaken. We'll know a lot more about our point system. I'll know more about the point system in season 2. That really doesn't sound good of me. But battle for the race lead. Let's get a quick distraction. Not gonna miss this pass battle, I should say. DeVito Jr. to the inside of Tyler Reynolds, going on to the back straightaway. Cannot get a bumper in the door, and Reynolds will clear off. I don't think I saw the 38 of Trey Smith anywhere on the racetrack. I'm probably wrong. Trying to see where he is. Oh, and now the 51 of Carter Joey with an issue. Joey down the pit lane. There's Trey Smith in the 38. He does have some fresh rubber, so he can try and contend with these guys. I don't think he is gonna be a factor to win the race, but he's gonna try and contend with these guys up here. But Carter Joey, another tire issue, I believe, on the 51 team. Is he back out, or did he retire? There he is. Okay, another tire issue for someone in this series. It might have been, I think, 51 team is also running Hoosier tires. So, which is the same tires. Oh, Landon Smith Jr. now with an issue. It looks like pit stops are starting here. On lap 29. I thought I put it on 1X, but I guess we're not. So now it's going to be a 2-stop race here. Following along, looks like Al Lagasse led that lap. So my apologies. That was a scheduled stop by the 51 team. Carter Joey, he's going to try and do the undercut here. Oh, man. I'll try. Okay, yeah. For this season, everything, yeah. Pit strategy and pit calls have been terrible on my part. But, yeah, that's unfortunate. Kind of unpredictable. So I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said back in June when we were doing Daytona, this series, especially with the commentating, was going to have a lot of errors early on. And you're kind of seeing that now. Says Caleb Campbell is your leader here. And Benjamin Dover with a lot of damage on his 56. Have to see what happened. I think he definite contact on the pit lane. Caleb Campbell surrenders the lead. So I believe it's going to be Madison Tall. No, I believe Tyler Reynolds should cycle back out to be the leader. Just waiting for timing and scoring to catch up Keegan Thompson. Another car with some damage to his left side. Seeing where everybody is. Now Tyler Reynolds has cycled back out to the race lead here. So that means we're going to have a 2-stop race. This will be Buchanan with some damage to the 12 car. So, yeah, we're going to have a 2-stop race. Should not be a 3-stop race, thankfully. But a 2-stop race for these drivers. The 94 of Tyler Reynolds back out in the lead, but he's got some cushion between him and the 8 of Danny DeVito Jr. Now the field is much more spread out, so I think the odds of a caution are not going to be good. So I think this is definitely plays into Tyler Reynolds' court, but he's got lap traffic to deal with. DeVito Sr. is being very problematic in the 48. Now Reynolds trying to power to his inside. There's now DeVito Jr. way up the racetrack. That's going to open the door for none other than Eric Monaco. And 10 of Jonathan Logan got cycled up to the 8th position. And Landon Smith Jr. right behind him, currently 39th. That is not good. The short pitting did not pay off for that team. Actually, well, Carter Joey also short pit. Where did Joey end up? Joey is actually in 6th, so extreme short pitting worked, but kind of casual short pitting did not work for the driver of the 88, as well as Tristan Allen in the 76. Now, those are the only 2 cars that short pitted and are laps down, but now Carter Joey struggling to hang on, being passed by Al Lagasse for the 6th position. But it's still a 94 of Tyler Reynolds. He has let the 48 and the 53 of DeVito Sr. and Johnson respectively go. But now he's hearing it from Danny DeVito Jr., who's subsequently hearing it from Eric Monaco. Monaco with a good run on what effectively is the back straightaway. Tyler Reynolds has led almost every single lap as we approach the halfway point in this race. Actually, yeah, that was the halfway point. So, cross flags here from the Langhorne Speedway. believe that what. But yeah, cross flags last time by. Trying to do some quick calculations. I really don't know what I'm doing. As usual, even though we're 32 races into the season, I still have no clue what I'm doing. Trey Smith falling back a whole lot in the 38. He's going to hold up James Edwards and Madison Tall. It's a couple of those drivers that pitted early. Not really going to help them, especially, well, Trey Smith pitted about 30 laps earlier than everybody else. He had an issue. So we'll just have to wait and see. Monaco to the inside of DeVito Jr. for second. Not going to quite get there. And is going to lose all his momentum to the 19 of Rodriguez, looking to pass Monaco. We are halfway home through the McCafferty Ford 400. Tyler Reynolds has led the majority of the laps. Definitely going to lead the most laps here, I would say. So Reynolds just looking for easy second win, just anything to possibly be it still in contention for this championship battle, as Trey Smith continues to be really slow in the 38, especially with his older tires. Cycling around Keegan Thompson, currently residing in 16th position. 4 wins this season, tied with Landon Smith Jr. for the most wins, but neither of them are really in championship contention. Well, I shouldn't say not in championship contention, but it is going to take a lot of work for those guys, especially Landon Smith Jr. This is his 4th bad race in a row, and it's just falling apart at the most opportune times, and Jonathan Logan is really coming alive at the most inopportune times. So really not what Landon Smith Jr. needed. Jonathan Logan getting being a little bit slow here. Gonna get passed by Josh Williamson. Coming back onto the front straightaway. Might have a run on the outside. No, Williamson will pass him. And he might lose 9th to the 77 of Davis. That 88 of Landon Smith Jr. still trying to get around these guys. This could be a recipe for disaster. This blob of 7 or so cars here. Logan Williams and Colton Yo, a couple other chase drivers. That's really close between Logan and Joey. Monaco still hounding that back bumper of that 8 car. Reynolds with a 2-second lead over DeVito Jr. I think he's definitely going to be the favorite to win this race. A caution-free race so far. I'm surprised that there hasn't been any incident so far, especially during testing. These guys were absolutely nuts. But everybody's pretty much kept it together. The drivers understand that this is a crucial chase race. They're trying to keep it as clean as possible, but clean here at Langhorne, it's not really going to get you far. Landon Smith Jr. still 39th, I believe. Yeah, still 39th. About to lose that position to Tristan Allen, who's on the inside of him. It is really going to be another bad finish for that 88 team. Logan scooting away with this points lead, trying to see where Madison Tall is on the racetrack. Tall currently running 25th, so not terrible for Madison Tall, but really not what she needs if she wants to try and catch up to Jonathan Logan in this points battle. You see a 38 of Trey Smith coming down the pit lane, and so is Nathan Smith. Not sure if this is scheduled for Nathan Smith. Not scheduled to have our second round of pit stops for another 10 or so laps. Actually, I think he might be out of fuel. Or something else amiss on the 25. We're not supposed to have our second round of stops until around lap 60. With about 15 to go. Now that stop can really shake up the running order, like we saw at North Wilkesboro, where Jonathan Logan got his first win of the season. Looks like it might just be your routine stop for the 25, and Nathan Smith looking to possibly catch a quick caution here or something like that. But Reynolds definitely going to lead the most laps here at Langhorne, so he will get all the laps points led, plus a 5-point lap bonus. Yes, that system is absolutely broken, and I take 100% responsibility for it. but that mechanic will not be in Season 2, thankfully, so drivers cannot absolutely abuse the heck out of that. But now Landon Smith Jr., arguably the most dominant guy all season long, has been relegated back to still 39th, in fact. Tristan Allen did get around him, but they've still got the buffer on Trey Smith, but still really poor poor, I don't want to say poor effort by that 88 team, but just has been really been missing their marks as of late. And in a chase format that really rewards hitting your marks and being really consistent, it's just really not been happening for that 88 team. Monaco continues to be on the back bumper of DeVito Jr. He has been on that butt of that 8 car, not 88, excuse me, for about 10 or 15 or so laps. But this has allowed Tyler Reynolds to scoot away in the 94, but don't count out the final set of pit stops. It's Trey Smith running around here like a rocket in the 38. Now Carter Joey's down the pit lane. He was the first car to hit the pit lane under the first set of stops, so now the second stop is about to begin. See if anybody else hits the pit lane this lap. No, they will not. So I would expect that Reynolds would come down this time by. I believe he is slowing in the 94, and yes, he is coming down. And so are the top 5 guys. No, Legacy just elects to stay out in the 34. He did go 1 lap extra on the last cycle. He and a couple other drivers. And the caution is out. Yellow is out. Oh, Charlie Davenport on his lid. And so is Carter Joey, Riley Sampson. And that changes absolutely everything. Keegan Thompson, I'm not sure if he was involved. Oh no. Oh no. Caution during pit stops, the biggest headache that someone can get. Reynolds is going to pass the pace car. I think this plays into Al Lagacy's hands. Oh man, he hit the jackpot on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no. Looks like the 66 of Davenport is going to try and get back out on the racetrack. It looks like Jonathan Logan may have been involved in that as well, or just getting repairs in the 10 from some prior incident. Now he's coming out now. Legacy will come down the pit lane. He will lead a couple extra laps, but looks like Danny DeVito Jr. got out ahead of Tyler Reynolds, I believe. Trying to see what the deal is here. Trying to see how timing and scoring is all going to settle. Is he coming? And is Reynolds coming back down the pit lane again? Nah, no, he is not. So I'm not sure what is going to be the case. I believe Danny DeVito Jr. is going to be your leader after all is said and done. Going to have a restart with about 10-15 laps to go. But oh man, that is huge for deciding the rest of the running order. Landon Smith Jr. and Tristan Allen there will be making their pit stops. Gonna see how everything shovels out with timing and scoring. Then we'll get you to your replay and review of your first caution of the day. Seeing what timing and scoring says. Still, it says Legacy is still the leader. No, it says Logan Williams is the leader. Is he gonna pull another rabbit out of his rear again? Oh no, I absolutely hate it, and every NR 2003 YouTuber hates it when there are pit stop or a caution under pit stops. But it says Logan Williams is the leader. We're just gonna roll with it, I guess. Let's take a look and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the afternoon here at the Langhorne Speedway for the McCafferty Ford 400. So coming into turns 3 and 4, looks like the 24 of Sampson pinches Davenport. He goes right into the guardrail, and turns the car up on its side, going to flip the car over, and you see Carter Joey with a full head of steam right into the 24 of Samson. Looks like Samson was trying to come down the pit lane, and watch that hit. Look at the hit that the 51 takes into the outside guardrail, kills the engine immediately, and he is gonna do come to a slow grinding halt in the 51. And that's what about a quarter of the field was on the pit lane, and this changes everything. Oh my goodness, I can't do this right now. I really can't do this, honestly. But Carter Joey, Charlie Davenport, Riley Sampson. Big incident in turns 3 and 4 that brings out the first caution of the afternoon here. Let's get you your real-time replay. Looks like Riley Sampson just came down, misjudged it on the 66 of Davenport, and then Carter Joey whammo right into the wall, barrel rolls down the front straightaway. Clearly a yellow flag conditions, and very, very unfortunate that had to take place during the pit stops. We saw a lot of damage on the 56 of Benjamin Dover. Let's quickly review what happened to him on the first set of pit stops. I'll get you to your restart here in the McCafferty Ford 400. Simple incident. Nathan Buchanan trying to get into his pit stall, just runs right into the 56 of Dover. See a lot of debris on the pit lane. I believe the same thing might have happened to Keegan Thompson. Let's fast forward just a little bit. And yes, that's what happened to Thompson and Buchanan. Buchanan coming out of pit stall and hits Keegan Thompson. Thompson gets a little bit of damage from the 46 of Caleb Campbell. So a very tight pit lane here at the Langhorne Speedway. But Logan Williams, I guess, is going to be your leader coming back to the restart. So let's see what he can do on the restart here in the McCafferty Ford 400 from Langhorne. Back here at the Langhorne Speedway, and if you've watched any other race this season, you know that this is going to be terrible. A lot of cars caught on the tail end of the lead lap, but Logan Williams is your leader right there. Take a look at the cars that got knocked out. Nathan Smith with some sort of issue in the 25. I believe he's been knocked out from this one, so some sort of a mechanical issue on the 25. I saw Carter Joey hitting the pit wall there, or like the outside wall. And then those are the only cars that are out of the race. Currently 27 cars on the lead lap, a lot of them on the tail end of the lead lap. And Logan Williams immediately goes wide. He's going to open the door for Dustin Davis, looking to get SF Premium their third win of the season. It looked like they were going to be in position to get it after for this one, but Tyler Reynolds, unfortunately, actually he's not a lap down. Not sure what position Reynolds is actually. It says he's in 7th, so he's fairly close. But Dustin Davis to the inside of Logan Williams for the lead, but they've got this whole hornet's nest of cars in front of them. And if anybody wrecks in front of them, it's going to be over. I thought I saw the caution out for a second. And yes, I did. Caution is out. And that's going to help a lot of those cars. Madison Toll, the biggest driver involved. Nathan Stapleton, a couple of NS racing cars, I should say, involved. Owen Miles caught up in this, and that helps a lot of guys who are on the tail end of the lead lap. A quickie yellow here. Going to be a restart with less than 10 laps to go, so there will be single file. But I do believe that we should get everything sorted out. Going to make sure nobody comes down the pit lane, and they aren't. Dustin Davis led them back. He got around 79 of Logan Williams, Dave Benjamin Jr., and Zachary Davis. A couple of guys here looking to get decent runs. So it looks like Yadel might have been involved in that incident as well. Or he could, I think he was just on the tail end of the lead lap. So I don't believe anyone will come down for any service. So a couple of guys got involved in this one. I'm not sure if they have retired or not. And no, they're not. They're still out on there. Madison Toll and Nathan Stapleton. Owen Miles getting caught in something in turn 1. Let's see what happened to bring out the second caution of the day at the Langhorne Speedway for the McCafferty Ford 400. So like I was saying in the pre-race, or not the pre-race, earlier in the race, 3 wide does not work. Owen Miles gets pinched by Nathan Stapleton, collects a 99 of Madison Toll. All 3 of those cars almost get upside down. You're going to see the 40 of Owen Miles turn around. That is what triggers the yellow flag. And that was pretty much it. No cars flipped over, which is pretty surprising, given that our last caution had 2 cars flipping over. But Owen Miles, Madison Toll, and Nathan Stapleton. Toll, definitely the biggest driver involved in this, was running second in points and probably is not going to be second in points anymore. Especially that Jonathan Logan, I believe, is running inside the top 10. Have to double check and see where he is right now. But Madison Toll championships hopes slipping thinner and thinner away from that 99 team. Real-time replay falling with Owen Miles. Just active misjudgment between all 3 of those drivers. Madison Toll, really the least misjudgment, I should say. Just wrong place, wrong time for that girl. And unfortunately once again getting caught up in something that she had no part in doing. Owen Miles was clearly the main instigator in that. But what that does, that saves us from whatever this was. This absolute hornet's nest of cars on the tail end of the lead lap from that debacle on the pit lane. So we should have a more uniform start, I would say. Dustin Davis is your leader as of late. If Tyler Reynolds cannot win, I think he would be happy if at least one of his cars won. So Dustin Davis will be your leader here. Gonna have a restart with less than 10 laps to go. Let's see what he can do on the restart here in the McCafferty Ford 400. Back here at the Langhorne Speedway, wrapping up our second caution of the afternoon. Now, nobody was knocked out from that incident. We still have 35 cars on the lead lap. Nathan Smith, Carter Joe, the only cars knocked down. And then it's Tristan Allen, 88 of Landon Smith Jr., and Trey Smith in the 38, the only cars a lap down. Dustin Davis is your leader then, with coming to 10 laps to go. Then it is Logan Williams, Dave Benjamin Jr., Zachary Davis, Al Agassi, Cole Sampson, Derek Hamill, Tyler Reynolds, and Ryan Benjamin and Caleb Campbell rounding out your top 10. Dave Benjamin Jr. going for second underneath Eric Monaco. This is exactly what Dustin Davis wants to see out of his rear view mirror, but Dave Benjamin Jr. going to try and get a run on the 77. He's got a bumper. He's going to try and go to the inside. He's going to run down the front straightaway. A huge run for Dave Benjamin Jr. Can he clear him going around? Dustin Davis, a little hiccup on turn 1. I'm not sure if he's going to get cleared by Benjamin Jr. No. Going to have to see what the deal is coming off of turn 4. Or what would be turn 4. This is all essentially just turn 1. But Dave Benjamin Jr. barely led that lap, I believe. No, he did not. But now, does he have the bumper? Yes, he does. Dave Benjamin Jr. to the lead here. You remember Watkins Glen, he was leading, he was dominating that early, but then was robbed with a mechanical failure. But we can't count out anybody else. Landon Smith Jr. is trying to gain any ground he can get. But those championships hope slipping thinner and thinner away from the 88 like his rival all season, or at least in the later half of the season, Madison Toll. Eric Monaco is currently, actually not sure where Eric Monaco is. There he is, Eric Monaco currently running in the 15th position. And the main guy in the championship, the 10 of Jonathan Logan, currently running outside the top 20, currently 21st. So not going to be as good of a day for Jonathan Logan as he would hope, but still, he's going to gain some time on some of these guys. And so Madison Toll is actually 14th, so she's going to gain a little bit of time on that 10 car. But Dave Benjamin Jr., 6 to go here from Langhorne, trying to be an upset. SF Premium was in command of this race all race long. But it looks like Full Frontal might get their second win of the season with Dave Benjamin Jr. 5 laps to go, coming to 4 to go, this time by for Dave Benjamin Jr. Looking for his first win of the season. He has already got a second lead over these guys. Looking back in here, making sure There's no wrecks because we are within the window. If there's another caution, that ends it. Matt Tuck currently the last car on the lead lap. No surprise there. Fitzy with a power move. Have not mentioned his day all day. Neither of Brady Wilmington. I think Wilmington is going to be mathematically eliminated from championship contention after this. Unfortunately, Logan continuing to lose laps, but is all in the front. Dave Benjamin Jr., a monster lead coming on the front straightaway. Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go here from Langhorne. This time by for Dave Benjamin Jr. Looking for his second win of the season. Davis is 1.37 seconds back. Barring a mechanical failure of some sorts, he is probably going to have this in the bag. Rounding kind of turn 3 and turn 4 for the second to final time. Passing the pit lane. Nobody's going to come down. White flag is in the air. One more time around for Dave Benjamin Jr. in the 42 for Full Frontal Motorsports. Looking for his first win of the season on the back straightaway for the final time. He was plagued at Watkins Glen with a poor finish. Had a mechanical failure. But rounding turns 3 and 4. Dave Benjamin Jr. gets it done from Langhorne. How about that? Full Frontal Motorsports, second win of the season for these guys. Dave Benjamin Jr. gets it done in that Delta 42 car. Great run for that team, kind of keeping their nose clean all day long. Dave Benjamin Jr. gets it done here at the Langhorne Speedway. Take a look and see your official results. Dave Benjamin Jr. is your winner. Dustin Davis, oh so close, even though he was just about 2 seconds behind from Dave Benjamin Jr. Then it's Logan Williams, Cole Sampson, Zachary Davis, Al Agassi, Derek Hamill, a really good run. Tyler Reynolds just coming up short once again. And Caleb Campbell, I believe that's his career best finish. And then Ryan Benjamin rounds out your top 10. Take a look and see Nathan Smith blew a camshaft, obviously. Knew what happened to Carter Joey. And then Landon Smith Jr., 37th once again. Another finish outside the top 35. And I don't think he's going to be able to win the championship, especially since we've got 3 races left. We do have Nazareth next race. The John Andretti 400 presented by, actually, the John Andretti 350, I believe it is, presented by Trains and Lanes at Nazareth Nights. Actually, let me take a look and see. I believe it's 350. But, gonna check just in case. No, actually, no. I am wrong on all parts. The John Andretti 500 presented by Trains and Lanes from Nazareth. September, gonna be on September 6th. Actually, no. Gonna be September 8th. Today is September 6th. I'm recording this on August 27th, so I don't know about that. So September 8th will be the John Andretti 500 presented by Trains and Lanes. Landon Smith Jr., last time we were at Nazareth, he won, but this is Nazareth Nights, so completely different changes, and especially this being a chase race, it's going to be a lot more chaotic than what we saw back in June for the second race of the season, but he probably needs to win the next 2 or 3 races if he wants a shot at winning this championship. But Madison Tall, 14th place finish for that 99 team, especially given that they were involved in an accident. That is really good. Jonathan Logan fell back to 23rd, so not the run that he needed. We'll just have to see how the points look after this one, which you'll just see in just a few moments. But after all is said and done, Dave Benjamin Jr. is your winner here of the McCafferty Ford 400 from Langhorne. And that's pretty much all I've got. Tune in for the next race on September 8th. That is actually Tuesday. So Tuesday, September 8th, first day that I go back to school. So while you guys are watching that, I'll be in school with a mask on, doing whatever. So, yes, September 8th, going to be the John Andretti 500 presented by Trains and Lanes from Nazareth. And then after that, that'll be all the races outside New Jersey. Of course, we've got the Star Ledger Patriot 500 on September 11th. That'll be a very solemn race. And then we'll have the finale on September 13th of Saturday Night Short Track Racing from the New Jersey Motor Speedway. That is bound to be fun. But that's all I've got. Congratulations once again to Dave Benjamin Jr. on his win here at Langhorne. And that is pretty much all I've got. I have been Trey Ray. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. From the Langhorne Speedway, here are your points after 32 races in the season. And I have been NASCAR Nerd 34, signing off.